Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Faith, or more commonly known here on YouTube as FK Doodles. I am an artist and illustrator. Today I wanted to share with you what I have so far in my current sketchbook. This is the same sketchbook I've been doing all my latest drawings in and most of my art speed paints. I have to say that although I'm only about halfway through this book so far, and probably won't finish for quite a while longer, because I'm pretty slow at filling up sketchbooks. I even started this one back in 2022. As you can see from the top, I'm only halfway finished. But this is by far one of my favorite sketchbooks I've worked on, and I'm so excited to share it with you today. Before we begin, for this sketchbook, most of all the art is done with Ohuhu markers, Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, Jelly Roll gel pens, and this brand of sketchbook is the Kanzen Mixed Media. It's the only sketchbook I typically do all my art in, and it's the one I trust. Also, before we begin, I would also like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays while it is the season. And I would also like to say I am so thankful that there are now 2,000 of you watching me on this channel. Thank you all so much for your support. It truly means the world to me. And with that being said, let's get straight into our tour. I started the sketchbook back in July of 2022 on the 2nd. I still haven't finished it. I'm obviously super slow when it comes to filling sketchbooks, but yeah, I thought I always include the dates so I can always look back, reference when this first started. So anyways, I never really do covers for my sketchbooks and just jump in with the first drawing that comes to mind. And during the time for this drawing, I wanted to do a drawing of Cuphead and Mugman because that's when the second DLC came out for the game and everybody was really excited about it. So this is the art I came up with. This is actually one of the videos that has done really well on this channel, and I think a lot of you came from that video, so hello if that's you. So I'm really happy with this drawing and it means a lot to me. Next we have Miss Chalice. This one is actually really fun. I really enjoyed doing kind of like this astral effect with all the markers and like the space stars. I don't really like how it turned out in the end, and I don't really have it posted anywhere, but I kind of thought it was fun with all the turquoises and the teals. And then doing all the gold. If you don't know already, I've said this quite a few times, but I love rendering gold, whether it's on digital art or traditional art. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'd love to do a tutorial one day if you guys are interested. I have another drawing in here that shows more of the kind of gold I like to do, and I'm really excited to share that one with you. Up next is Inkling. This was done in August of 2022. This one I actually had a lot of fun with because I really like using oranges and blending oranges, like the color and all the different shades you can get. I also really like that I used the blue to highlight the complementary colors putting in this page. I think it works really well. Yeah, this one was really fun. This was when the new Splatoon game came out. I'm not a Splatoon fan, so I don't know too much. But yeah, I've always wanted to do a drawing of Inkling, and then I finally did. I'd like to redo this drawing again, try to do it in a more updated style with like more colored pencils and stuff, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, especially the little yellow highlights. All the yellow highlights are gel pen, and I think it just works so well to bring out all the little details. Next is Sprig and Polly from Amphibia. I was really pleased with this drawing at the time because I was able to achieve kind of like that misty background in the back. So I don't really normally do backgrounds, but I'd like to really incorporate that more into my work because I think it works really well capturing the cartoony aspects and liveliness of the show itself. And translating that into my art, I think it turned out really pretty. I think the greens work really well, and then I tried to add a bit of glowiness with colored pencil around the mushroom. I don't think that translated too well. I think I know more techniques now than I did back in September 2022, but I am really happy with this one still, and I really enjoyed doing the bright pinks and then like, yeah, the faded out colored pencil in the back. And of course a little gel pen highlights for like the little what are meant to be like little fireflies and whatnot. So for Halloween of last year, October 1st, 2022, if you don't know, I'm a big Gravity Falls fan, and I thought, you know, who better to draw than the Summerween trickster? I was trying to play with light and the atmosphere, so I put him in a setting with overcast clouds, and yeah, again with the oranges. This one was actually a bit tricky because I've never really tried to create an atmospheric lighting in a traditional drawing. It's easier to do like in a digital work on an iPad because you have so many layers, but with something like this, I had to really build up the color, and then it was a lot of blending, like from the dark brown to the light orange. That took a lot of marker and work. I think my marker ended up dying during that, but I still really enjoy this piece, and I think this was the one that started like my road to using more lighting in my work. So I'm still really happy with this piece. And then I had like the light blue cast light in the background to help bring out everything, and again with the complementary colors of orange and blue to bring out that orange again. Oh yeah, and the green helps bring all the colors out together. So back when Security Breach came out, I finally started playing it in October on the Switch. So some of the posters or items in the game you can get, spoilers ahead, are some of the Fredbear posters. And I thought it'd be a really fun idea to try and replicate it in my style and see how I could get that poster wizard effect. Like all this little black, that's black outlining pens, and then all the like 3D effects and all the dots, that's just colored pencil. And I really love how this one turned out. I love all the purples. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough space. I didn't lay it out properly, and then menu and items got cut off here, but I don't mind it too much because I think the main attraction of this drawing is more so spring body in the front. But this was actually my first video to do really well on Instagram, and it brought in a lot of FNAF fans to my page. If you're one of those people, hi! Thank you for being here. But yeah, I think my favorite part of this drawing has to be the milkshake, the gradient in the milkshake here with all the purples coming up into the pink and then into the white. I had a lot of fun with this drawing and I really enjoyed it. And of course, after doing Spring Bonnie, I had to do Fredbear. I love doing the blues, and then again with those oranges and browns. I think that color scheme works so well together. And with the little like 3D effects with the colored pencil. This one was a lot of fun to do as well, and it also did well, actually better than Spring Bonnie. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing both of these, and I'd love to do more posters. Doesn't have to be just like FNAF themed, but like, yeah, I really enjoyed the posters and I'd love to do more. Again, with the FNAF theme, we got Roxanne. This is actually a speed paint, and actually, most of these drawings you could find as speed paints. Well, not most of them, but some of them do have speed paints on this channel. Like Spring Bonnie, that's a speed paint on my channel. But anyways, this was when I started playing. I was still playing Security Breach for the first time, and I wanted to do a drawing of Roxanne. This one was fun. I really enjoyed doing this one. I don't have much to say about this one besides that doing all the gel pen dots in the background was a little bit tedious, but I think it really adds just to the liveliness of this drawing. So my next drawing is Kirby. I wanted to do something really lively and really colorful, bring some life to my sketchbook, so I thought, you know, who better than the cutest little guy around, Kirby. So actually, funny enough, with this drawing, it's actually a drawing that Ohuhu has shared on their page on Instagram. And that's the first time a company's ever reached out to actually share my art, so that was really, really exciting. And it was a really great experience. This one is also speed paint. Yeah, I think all the pastel, well, not really pastel, but like vibrant pastel colors, I think really works well with that like painter theme. And I think it's really cute. I think this one is really cute. So when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out, I had a lot of requests to do Miraidon and Koraidon. I'm sorry if I mispronounced those. Yeah, I used a lot of Prismacolor colored pencils in this, especially in the background and the later shading in his, I don't know what you'd call that, head feathers? Please don't come at me if I'm wrong, but yeah, a lot of shading went into this. Like if you shine it in the light, there's a bit of a glare because of all the blending, but yeah. If you don't already know, I love using colors, and I'm already gonna like babble about all colors I've used in this sketchbook, but I really like the vibrant reds. I think it works really well with the blue in this piece. Okay, so this was kind of like the first drawing I released of January 2023, and it is the drawing I used and created in my Ohuhu review of their 320 pack of markers. This drawing for me was a breakthrough and some sort of creative click in my brain, because after this drawing I had like a major rush of creativity inspiration. I think it has to do with all the atmosphere and perspective I tried to incorporate into this drawing by using cooler colors to push back the butterfly and the hedge in the back, and then bringing warmer colors to the front to really bring out My Melody and her little friend Flat, and then adding warmer colors to the front here to bring your eye closer to the focal point. And overall I'm still really happy with this. There would be a few things I would change, like shade out the umbrella a bit more with colored pencils, but I think this has to be, all in all, one of my favorite pieces I've done in this sketchbook, and I'm so really proud of it. Okay, up next is a quick drawing of Papyrus I did from Undertale. Apart from Gravity Falls, I'm also a big Undertale fan. I only started playing around 2020 and 2021. I know I'm pretty late to everything, but yeah, probably one of my favorite characters from the game, and I really enjoyed doing this drawing. Again, I was trying to push the idea of creating more light in my pieces by having the bones make a reflective glow on his like skull, and then his glove and costume, and then oh yeah, a little bit on his badge, so that was more practice with lighting, and then a little bit in the background, but I don't think it's too visible on camera, but I did have fun with this one, kind of like a personal project. Okay, here's Miraidon? Yeah, okay. Here's Miraidon from Pokemon Violet. This was to finish my drawing series for both legendaries. I think, although Koraidon's my favorite because of the reds and the colors, I really enjoyed doing the blending for this light purple going into this warmer yellow. I think that translated over really well, especially in this one little corner where the white fades into the purple and then to the yellow. Yeah, I think that's my favorite part about this piece, is the blending that was incorporated to get all these different gradients. For the next drawing, this was a fan art for on Instagram and YouTube, The Regular Sauce. They are an amazing creator, and I'm always blown away by their creations. But yeah, this was a fan art, and I wanted to play around again with light, so I thought it was a great opportunity. We have the cast light, or that's probably not the word for it, forgive me if I'm wrong, but edge lighting on the edges to bring out the yellow features in his face. And then I pulled this way, I used pink highlighting to kind of give more like rock on atmosphere like you'd see in Security Breach, because there's a lot of neon lights in the game, So I wanted to also bring that into this piece. I really enjoyed this piece, and because of this piece, I decided to do my own character. This is my original FNAF character, Coco. For each of the games, I always try to design a new version of her. So back when I was younger, I'd have the FNAF 1 and 2 version of her, and then later on, I finally came up with her glam rock design. So this is Coco. She's based off my real life baby, my fur baby, and this is her partner Weasel in this original character universe based off her favorite toy she has. I'd like to do more with her, maybe some digital art with more, again, lighting. This one was just a quick one, so I didn't incorporate too much light. But I do enjoy the colors. I really liked how I used kind of like the pinks and then the blues to contrast. But yeah, this was really, I do enjoy the concept, and I'll probably come back to this one. So last year I created, Anyway, I created a drawing of 3 Koroks, and from that sketchbook, it was one of my favorites. So in my newer sketchbook, I wanted to draw a few more Koroks and kind of maybe finish the drawing all of them one day, but not too crazy about it because I think I didn't do enough contrast because all the greens kind of just blend together. And I learned something from it, and I think after this, I started pushing more color and more contrast. And I probably will never do like so many greens in one place because it takes away from, you know, the Koroks and their greens. So maybe next time I'll do a contrasting color, like maybe some bright red flowers or more berries in the background, or some, you know, some woods and some browns. But yeah, I think that was still good practice. And I kind of like how I did the little leaf propeller in the back. And of course, the berries are always my favorite, the little details. This is Popstar Pikachu from Pokemon. I love the way the colors turned out in this one, and all the gradients I was able to achieve, and just how the yellow and all the pinks and teals and purples come together. There's not much to say about this one. This one's also a speed paint on my channel, but yeah, I really enjoyed how this turned out. And overall had a really fun time playing around with this one. Yeah, and then there's all the little dots again. That's all gel pen. Actually, the gel pen brand of these ones, they're a bit of a different brand than the one I normally use. And I didn't realize at the time that when you do use this brand, the gel pen kind of puffs up, so there's this little like bumpy texture. Obviously you can't see on camera, but there's a little bumpy texture when you like rub your finger on it, and I don't mind it. It's kind of cool. It gives it more texture, but overall I'm really happy with this piece. And of course, because I did Popstar Pikachu, I had to do Rockstar Pikachu. This one is probably still my favorite out of the two, but I really like how the reds and the blues contrast each other. And I had a really fun time actually with the highlights and the leather and neon clothing Pikachu wears in this one. Yeah, so this one was really fun. I also enjoyed doing this one too. So next we have a drawing of the classic strawberry shortcake. This drawing was inspired by my mom, who is a big fan of the classics. And just looking at this drawing, I always think of her. I love you, Mom. So yeah, this drawing means a lot to me. And I had a lot of fun actually. I say this a lot. Better keep track, everyone, but the colors again, just the vibrant blues and then the reds. I also tried a different style. I tried to stylize her face more towards like what I would normally draw for other characters, and I think it went over really well actually, and I had a lot of fun stylizing the strawberries and her clothing and little sleeping ladybug. It's really cute, and I had a lot of fun with this one. So over this time period, this was in March, and then I took a really long break. I kind of had like a little art block, and then started trying to draw again in June. So that's a kind of like a 4-month jump. I was in an art block, and then I thought it would be a fun idea to try and draw something different, kind of something more darker with the colors. So I did Poltegeist and Sinistea from Pokemon. I tried doing more with colors and the background, adding more elements to that. And then, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one, how it translated over. There are still things I really like about this drawing, but there are things I would do differently. But I do enjoy this one. I kind of think it's really cute. I drew them both together. So next, this is kind of like the point where I had a change in my art, where I started using more colored pencils in my work and started doing more in-depth time lapses with a lot of detail. Wow, I said that twice. I wanted to try and push myself more and see what I could really achieve when it came to pushing the limits of what I normally do and what I'm comfortable with. I think as artists, it's important to push ourselves into different areas to see how much we can grow and how much we can learn, because it's always good to thrive for new and improved techniques and skills. So with this drawing, I really try to push contrast in the shadows. So around here you can see all the dark areas, and then I pulled for all the lighter highlights in this side of her face. But I really had fun with her pose, and I really enjoyed doing the I don't know what you call this pattern, but this pattern in her hand I really had a lot of fun with, and I really enjoyed trying a different technique. I did actually, for this drawing, I think it's visible in my speed paint too, but I actually went over this with all my gray values first, and then later on in the drawing I went back and colored with color. I think that actually translated over really well, and I think eventually when I moved on to the background, adding that light green, mint green area around her head really made her the focal point of this drawing. So I'm really glad I did that. And then also something I really enjoyed about this was doing a technique I used to do a lot back in my older art days, where I'd take the colorless blender on a plain dry. It has to be dry, otherwise it won't work too well, kind of just smudge, but plain color background. And you take the colorless blender and then you kind of draw out the shape you want. And eventually the colorless blender, what it'll do, it'll spread apart the color and then leave these lines to indicate where your shape is. And I kind of just go over that a few times to make it really stand out, and then kind of outline the sides with a darker color. And you kind of get that really cool pattern effect. And I think I'd like to incorporate that more into my other art. But yeah, this was definitely a turning point in my art. So as I was saying, turning point, this is when I really started using colored pencils. This is Toy Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And these, and I think most of the rest of the drawings from this point are also on my YouTube channel as speed paints. So if you'd like to see behind the scenes on how I created these, you should definitely go check those out. A little view into my world and how I create these drawings. And yeah, I think this one took quite a while. I think I worked on and off on it for a good few weeks. I guess most the same as the other Prismacolor drawings I have in this book. This one, I was a bit nervous to do a speed paint because I hadn't done any like in-depth colored pencil blended drawings for a long time, and I felt like I had was out of touch with it. So this I did personally on my own time, and this gave me the more confidence to film my speed paints for my other colored pencil drawings. So yeah, this one I really enjoyed. I did this chromic effect where you kind of see his like outline in the back, and I really enjoyed doing the stars, and I really like that one. I think that one looks the best. The little highlights of the star there really work well. Now this is Luigi from Luigi's Mansion. I absolutely adore Luigi's Mansion. I think played through it 100% at least 3 times already, and I'm always often playing, whether it's like multiplayer or just on my own, but yeah, I can't get over how much I love this game and how much this drawing means to me as a Nintendo girly. Yeah, for this drawing, I was a bit worried that I wouldn't be able to really capture the effects when it came to like the cold breath and all this atmosphere when it came to the window and all these little highlights, but I think overall I'm really happy with how this turned out and all the lighting I was able to incorporate in like the highlights in his clothing, and then, you know, on his nose here. I'm really happy with this one. Yeah, I really have nothing much to say about this one besides I do have a speed paint. And I really love this drawing. I'm really happy with it. So more FNAF art, I thought, you know, I did Spring Bonnie, and why not do some more characters I really enjoy. So I thought I'd do Sun and Moon. This was actually requested by a lovely follower. Megan, if you're here, hello. But yeah, this drawing, I still don't know how I was able to achieve this drawing, honestly. I was like in the zone the whole time. Now this drawing took a long time. It took quite a while. The speed paint, oh boy, that took like 2 days to edit. Yeah, because it's 2 characters, so kind of like each character takes at least on their own 4 days each. And I think this drawing overall took, what was it, 9 days of full working? I can't really remember because I think, when did I do this? August 18th of 2023. Yeah, so it was a little bit farther back in the year, or earlier in the year, so I wouldn't really remember how long it took me, but yeah, just the colors and even drawing 2 characters on the page instead of just 1. I am really happy with this drawing as well. Same with Luigi and Toy Bonnie. I just think the pencils blended really well, and I tried more techniques where I'd take my alcohol markers and lay it over the already blended pencils. Now with this technique, I find that you have to be really careful because if you keep layering too much, the Ohuhu marker will start blotching everywhere, and then it's kind of like has a mind of its own, and it'll go in different areas and like disperse. So I had that issue a lot with areas in his torso here, but I was able to cover it up eventually. And also with that technique, I like to do mix my backgrounds that are black darker. So I'll have the blended colored pencil, all black, obviously because it's dark background, but I'll have the black colored pencil, I'll blend it out and finish with background. And then I'll go ahead and take my black Ohuhu marker and kind of color over the area here, and really let it dry though, because, you know, if you put your hand over it, it'll obviously smudge. But yeah, that's how I kind of achieve the really dark backgrounds in that really rich black. But yeah, I'm really happy with this, and I think Moon turned out really well too. This one did really well on TikTok, so I'm really grateful to everybody that's seen it. Thank you. Well, for this one, I was taking a bit of a break again and didn't really know what to draw. I was kind of running out of ideas, so I thought, you know, why not draw some of my old childhood toys? So I picked out a few littlest pet shops I I still have them. They're kind of just in a box, but I drew some of my favorite ones I used to play with a lot as a kid, and I kind of thought this was a cute way to get back into art after kind of feeling uncreative for a while. And I think my favorite has to be the panda. I really like how she turned out. Just the greens and then the grays and the little bamboo. That was really cute. Yeah. So here's my favorite drawing of the sketchbook. Actually, this is the one I was talking about when we were looking at Miss Chalice about the gold and the rendering of gold. I started this on September 28th and then finally finished it on October 7th. So it definitely took quite a little while. I think this one took longer than Sun and Moon actually. But yeah, this drawing was a challenge because I really wanted to try and push myself when it came to that gold, trying to really encapsulate the feeling of real gold in a drawing. So doing all this little detail and reflections really took some time. But I think it was really worth it because now I think I have a better understanding when it comes to gold objects. So I do it a lot more in like my digital work and my traditional work alone. But yeah, pushing yourself is a really great way to become confident in something. And even if it doesn't work out, you know, I have a lot of failed drawings and just sketchbooks full of ideas and different things I've tried. You know, they don't always work out, but you always learn something. And I think that's a valuable thing to do if you want to keep progressing as and thrive as your best self as an artist. But yeah, this is my favorite drawing out of this sketchbook. I just love how he turned out. And I think I'd love to do rose gold peach one day, but I think after this one I might have to take a little break because this one really took all the energy out of me, but in the end I'm still really happy with it. This was a quick little drawing. This was around, October 10th, 2023, kind of like the fall season. And what my family do, we put out a few little scarecrows, and I thought it'd be a cute idea to try and draw one of the scarecrows that sits in our living room, like little tiny characters. They're really cute. But yeah, I thought I'd try to turn her into a little cartoon, kind of similar to the style I have of Strawberry Shortcake here, with a little, kind of like the same shape of the eyes. But yeah, this was kind of something different I was trying with, like not really a super detailed background, but more so blocked in color background, where kind of all the items in the background go from a lighter color to a darker color to really make the focal point stand out, which is our little scarecrow lady. But yeah, I like the colors of this one. I don't mind it. In the end, I think I turned it out right. And finally, our last page of the sketchbook. I was again taking a bit of a break from drawing and doing more digital art, and to get back into my sketchbook I did a few Sonic doodles, one little just gray version of Amy, and then Sonic with Prismacolor colored pencils and a cute little background. And obviously I'll try to fill this page with more little Sonic doodles before I move on to something else, but I think in the end this was fun. I really enjoyed this. But unfortunately, this concludes the end of our sketchbook tour. As you can see, I haven't finished it quite fully, so I still have a lot of work to do and catch up on. But eventually later on, when I finally complete this sketchbook, I'll do a full-on depth tour again of everything that's finished. But I'd love to hear more from you guys about what characters and videos you'd like to see me do next, and what kind of videos you'd like to see me upload in the new year. If I don't get around to it, I'd like to say also happy 2024. Thank you all so much for watching and for being here. Always stay creative, and bye for now.